Welcome to Head Full of Radio, where a longtime Radiohead fan goes through the whole recorded discography alongside his friend, who's only familiar with the song Creep. Will we agree on the songs? Can I convert him into a fan? Let's find out. On this episode, we listen to Prove Yourself, the first track from the EP Drill, which was released in May of 1992. Today's episode is Prove Yourself, the first song from the Drill EP. Nico has already heard Pablo Honey, so this won't be his first time hearing Prove Yourself. But this does differ from the Pablo Honey version, which is why we're covering it again. So I'm not sure if you're going to be able to tell the difference between the two of them, Nico. It's not like it's overwhelmingly different, but there are subtle differences. So we're basically going to be treating this episode as like a live listen. You're not going to be able to hear the song throughout the whole live listen, but we will be discussing the song as it goes along. So here we go.
Yeah, this doesn't ring a bell.
It might when the song kicks in a minute here. Does it now?
Yes. It's definitely got more of like a vibrancy to it though.
Yeah, the quiet loud is a bit more of a punch.
Okay, here we go.
I think I said punch just as that came in.
Yeah, this is coming back to me now.
It doesn't sound as polished.
Yeah, I agree.
I have to admit, this is only maybe the second or third time I've heard this version.
It's less glam, I'd say.
It sure sounds a lot more like they're a bar band,
right? Yeah,
or a small club band.
It sounds a bit more something like you dance to as opposed to like listen to quietly and be like, "Oh my god, I'm so sad."
Yeah, I did mention to you earlier, and I wanted to tell the people here that this song is about suicide, and the band certainly found it weird that kids were dancing, singing I'm Better Off Dead.
Right.
I think this version, to me, sounds like it's something you would see in front of like 300 people, and they would just be sitting in the back nodding their heads.
Right, I agree. That totally happens though. I mean, we've got a nursery rhyme over here. I don't know if Ring Around the Rosies is popularized outside of the UK. Is that ringing?
It is, yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. So, I mean,
yeah,
it's one of those things where if something's got a certain feel to it, even kids are going to be like singing things and then you realize, oh wait, it's about what now?
yeah, totally.
Pumped Up Kicks is another one that comes to mind that's just kind of like, hold up, what? I can imagine myself like bopping to this, like just shaking my head like, oh, I like this song.
Yeah, sitting in a dark room with a bunch of people drinking a beer.
Yeah, for sure. Like, it's very ambient.
Yeah. I think I actually like this version more.
That's something I can imagine myself really listening to. Again, can't remember the original that well. So hard to say, but yeah, I enjoyed that.
It's a lot more, it seems a lot more like intimate.
Yes.
In a way.
I agree.
Than what we heard on Pablo Honey.
Well, when you say intimate, what do you mean? Because for me, in the sense of like the other one kind of, I think, sold the message more about what they're talking about. If that's like, yeah, if you wanted to say that.
Yeah,
way.
I get that. I think my intimacy lies in the sound of the music.
Gotcha.
In that it sounds more. I think the production on this one is because it's just feels so much smaller.
Okay.
You know, it feels more like it was recorded in a garage than it was in like a really expensive studio. It gives me this sense of like, this is the band that you've heard a lot about around town. You should go see them.
Right. Yeah, I totally am with you there. Like, it's like got almost like a homeliness to it. Like, you know, just homegrown. Like, oh look, he's one of ours. Like, yeah, kind of a relatability in a sense that the other one's kind of a bit more holding you at a distance.
Yeah, this one's kind of more in the vein of it's good that they're finally able to record something. This cool little band that we see around town.
Yeah, I'm with you.
So on our rating system, how would you rate this song out of from Colin to Tom?
Honestly, like, it's hard going into it when you've got a long list of things to go with. So I'm probably going to play it safe to give, like, both ends of the spectrum room to breathe. I'm going to go with a solid Ed, which is a 3, if I've got that right.
Yeah, that's correct. Thank you, Nico.
Do I get a rating from you, or is this my impressions?
Oh, do you get a rating from me? I think I would go. Yeah, I think Ed is a good choice. I think I would say Ed or Ed and a half, which sounds even weirder.
We can do halves. I can be on board with that.
Well, I don't know how that's going to work, but yeah, Ed, I think Ed or Ed and a half is a good spot. You could tell that there's certainly a growing band, and that they have a decent little future ahead of them. Not the future I'm guessing that we are going to get into, but it's a good introduction first song to hear, I think.
Yeah, as you say, I don't think it necessarily prepares you for where like Pablo Honey goes, because the vibe is
correct.
different.
Yeah,
but
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, definitely the Pablo Honey version, I think, is on theme.
What would you give the Pablo Honey version compared to this one?
I would be lower. It's going to be a fill or fill and a half for the Pablo Honey version.
That's interesting. I think I would go the same thing.
But again, it has been a while, and I have heard it just the once, so it's kind of me relying on what this brought back and like the distinctions. But I definitely like would more healthily, from my perspective, listen to this as opposed to the Pablo Honey version.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
See you next week.
Catch you later.
This podcast is recorded over Discord and produced by me, Floyd. The introduction and exit music is a cover of Radiohead's Separator and is available on all streaming services under the band name Lift. You can hear it right now, can't you? See you next week.